Hey Libra, welcome to your April 2023 solar eclipse reading here. If you don't know, or if you didn't hear, we did just have a solar eclipse in Aries that happened on the 20th, I believe, or 21st, 20th, one of those days. But yeah, we're going to take a look and see what the energy is for you during this lunation cycle of this eclipse. And we're going to see how it's going to transpire for you over the next 6 months. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, click that notification button bell as well. And if you're returning, be sure to do that as well, because I'm also going to be doing the lunar eclipse that's happening in Scorpio, and that's going to be big. So let's go ahead and jump in, Libra, and let's take a look what's going on with you. Also, if y'all don't mind, please smash that thumbs up button. It really does help me and the channel, and it goes a long way. So it's greatly appreciated. Let's take a look though, Libra. What's going on with y'all? Nine of Pentacles for your overall energy. The Magician for the current energy. Your challenge is the Nine of Swords. The future position is the Four of Pentacles, or Four of Cups. Ooh, some of y'all dealing with a lot of stress. There's a lot of solutions. I feel like you're trying to, it's like you almost, what I'm picking up is like you're trying to solve a problem here. We'll see what that is, but okay, let's see. Nine of Wands in the position of something that you're unaware of. You got the Five of Swords for your advice and how you get through your challenge. I feel like this has a lot to do with you communicating your truth to people in your life here. And I'm even getting like throat chakra blockages here for you, Libra. So I feel like it's going to be very important for you to sort of to speak what's on your mind here. Because it's interesting though. It's like, it's not that you're not wanting to speak. It's more so it's like you're trying to understand how to relay something here. Whether that's to people or certain types of people, whether that's to, it could really be anything, honestly. But I really do feel it's in regards to people, and it's also in regards to yourself too. Like, where have you been? It's really about taking your power back and not letting situations have power over you anymore, because what's really being pointed out in this reading is the Nine of Pentacles, which is your autonomy here, your independence, your ability your ability to stand on your own 2 feet and be sustainable, right? I feel like a lot of people see you as like they see you as support, but at the end of the day, it's like I feel you're having to like put up boundaries here, because what I really get what's going on during this lunation cycle and the solar eclipse that happened is like your own autonomy in a way. It's like having to understand that. Like your own independence, your self-esteem and your confidence here. I'm not saying that you're lacking that or anything, but I feel like there's something here that isn't really truly allowing you to feel in your power. And that's why the Five of Swords is here for the advice, is like to take back your power. Five of Swords is victory at all cost. And it can get a negative connotation, but sometimes it's like we have to do what we need to do, right? Because like if we just continuously get walked all over or we're taken for granted, then it's like at the end, like, you know, that's not a good thing. And that's why the Five of Swords is like, well, no, I'm putting my foot down. I'm doing what's necessary. Because I feel like it's just causing you so much anxiety and stress with the Nine of Swords, right? Like there's like a lot that you're thinking, trying to process here. And the Magician in your current energy, it's like this is you being solution oriented. Like the Magician is one of those archetypes to where it's like we kind of have to get creative, and we have to figure out how to manifest things, how to make things happen, how to solve things. And I kind of feel like that's the energy that you're in right here. The Four of Cups is in the future position. It's interesting. I feel like you can easily avoid this, right? Whether you're feeling this now or coming up in the future, just realize that the Four of Cups is like a melancholy type of energy, right? Or it can be where we feel like we're being ignored or people aren't appreciating us. It's where we can be kind of deep in our feelings, you know? And it's like we have these strong opinions and desires, but it's almost as if it's hard for us to get them out, right? I think this lunar eclipse in Scorpio is like the release of what's been suppressed. That's why lunar eclipses in Scorpio are pretty intense. That's why the moon in Scorpio is intense. I have a moon in Scorpio, so I know very well how this energy can work and how it plays out. And it can, like, by you, it's interesting because like we can like slip into like these deep like emotional pits, right? It's almost as if like you're getting sucked down to the bottom of the sea into the abyss of emotion, and then you just feel lost and like nothing matters, or you know what I mean? And that's like the Four of Cups. It's like if you're feeling something, it's okay to feel it. But it's also like if there's something that's bothering you, if there's something that's on your mind, then it's about like bringing that out. Whether that's through the Magician, the archetype of Mercury, through communication, through writing, through connections. It's like relaying like what you feel and what you think, and not suppressing it anymore. The Hermit's in the outcome. But it's interesting. I like the Hermit because I feel like this is leading you to pure enlightenment, right? Is leading you to realize that under like what you're understanding is like you're on your own journey, and like at the end of the day, it's about what's important to you. And it's almost, I really feels like you're taking your power back. It's interesting. I feel like you could have been dealing with energy vampires or whatever the case might be. And it's almost as if it's like you're sort of pulling, like the image I'm getting in my mind is like you're pulling back like your energy and like your light from people. People trying to take your light. And the Hermit is like, oh, hold up, let me take my power back, connect to my light here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So that's the Hermit, right? Nine of Wands in the position of something that you're unaware of. Now we're going to clarify and see what's going on. We'll pull the extended outcome. But this is the energy so far. Nine of Wands in the position of something that you're unaware of here. You know, I feel like what you thought was true, what you believed to be true, no longer isn't. Like it's like almost like there's some type of illusion of being shattered here. And the Nine of Wands is also an indication of adversity and resistance that you're feeling. And it's a reminder to push past the resistance. And it's about understanding like this too shall pass, right? Like if you find yourself in a difficult period, it's about realizing like energy is constantly in flow and going. And that one feeling is, you know, it transitions to the next. So it's about this too shall pass, only if you allow it. Yeah, ninth house faith here. It's interesting, right? Because if you think about the Nine of Wands, it's Sagittarius, Moon Sag. Sagittarius relates very well to the ninth house. Basically, it is the ninth house. And so this is about your faith, right? Like the morals and the values that you abide by and that support you through tough times, right? Or just your beliefs just in general. And it's also like learning new things here as well, right? Higher levels of education is also the ninth house. So I really get that there's the call to adventure, but however, I feel like you could be ignoring it. And I've been talking about the call to adventure for quite a while, because the energy's really been coming up, that people are suppressing the urge to kind of go their own way because they feel like, because they don't want to leave behind what they've always known. But it's an illusionary trap, right? And it's like you're having to like open up and be vulnerable to a newer way of understanding things. I feel like relationships and people is like, you know, could be a problem problem, right? Yeah. Ooh. Oh my God. This is a major spiritual awakening for you, Libra, within the next 6 months. A lunar eclipse in Scorpio, that can be very spiritually awakening, right? It can probably come in the form of the hard way or the intense way, right? Because as a Scorpio moon, like, our awakening process is fucking intense, more intense than any other sign. So, but Scorpio and the archetype of that is resilience, right? Regeneration. That it doesn't matter how intense that it gets or how, it doesn't, you're resilient at the end of the day and you have an indomitable spirit. And I feel like you're finding that again within inside yourself with this hermit and the outcome. So, and for others of you, I would say this too, that I feel like you'll be a good mentor and guide for other people if there's like certain things that you've been wanting to do. Now, if you're already doing that, I feel like, this is just you developing newer ways and through the experience and maturity that you've gained. It's even more illuminating. Let's keep going. I see some of y'all studying, like reading here. Venus is in your 9th house, right? In Gemini. So yeah, there's the Venus energies are active for you in that Gemini energy. So in the 9th house. So yeah, I feel like you're open and curious to new things, and I think you find learning quite stimulating. 3 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. Future progression, what you're building here. And also this really pulls up the overall energy of your skills that you have, right? Sometimes I look at the 9 of Pentacles as the resume, right? But not just the paper, it's like the true resume that's inside, like your experience, your gifts, your skills, like what you bring to the table, your worth. And the 3 of Pentacles is like service or working with other people, community, or you even working toward your own goals, more goals. Like you're just trying to further what you're doing here. I'm hearing education. Star card and the Magician here. As above, so below. You are into the manifestation flow. I'm pretty cold with them rhymes, huh? That's just my Leo. That's my inner Leo coming out. Yeah, as above, so below. And spiritually, I feel like you are getting very serious. Or there's a need to. These are the archetypes playing out for you right now. It's the Magician and the Star card. And I really want to say this too. If you're watching tarot and they pull major arcana, like the major arcana is like, look at them as archetypes, right? So if they pull current energy, the Magician and the Star card, these are archetypes that you're working in. And every archetype has a shadow and every archetype has its light. And there's a balance and there's an integration that all needs to be formed within that archetype, right? And so the archetypes that you're working with is the Magician and the Star card. This is very as above, so below. This is about having a newer vision for yourself. This is about rejuvenation in your own spirit, rejuvenation in your own outlook of life, spiritually being connected and using that knowledge and building a lifestyle that you love. Or being immersed in it, Some of you guys could be really good guides, teachers, if you're not already one. So, yeah, the Lovers and the 9 of Swords, partnerships, I feel like could definitely be stressing you out. You may be wondering right now, like, if there will be success in your endeavors or if you'll be able to continue the success in your endeavors here, right? Like, it's interesting. There's so many things that you have, so many ideas that you have. I feel like Spirit's wanting you to focus on one at a time, right? Don't spread yourself too thin. You lose your power that way. But by concentrating, focusing, right? Like you can, so it's about really narrowing it down and seeing like, okay, like what's beneficial, what's the best. And if it's relationships, it's about not being afraid to disconnect from them, especially if your paths aren't aligning anymore. Two of Swords and the Four of Cups here. This is you having to make a decision, and maybe you're waiting for something back. You may be feeling ignored, and if that's the case, it's just about taking your power back. It's not about letting something consume your mental, right? But you know, I feel like there's like a blockage in the throat chakra, and if your throat chakra is blocked, it's hard to hear. It's hard to be able to listen to your inner dialogue, to your inner compass. The throat chakra, once it's open, actually shows you your path in life. It guides you. But when that's blocked and you don't know your truth, you don't know where to go. You don't know what's true and what's not. So that's why it's important for you to speak your truth. That's why it's important for you to put your foot down. That's why it's important to not ignore what's going on internally. It's interesting. You know, I was reading, I forgot what I was reading. I feel like I talk too much. But maybe I think y'all like it because y'all like when I be just like, you know, going in depth. But you have the Ten of Wands here on the Nine of Wands in the position of something that you're unaware of. Yeah, I mean, you'll make it to the finish line here. It's just about pushing through the adversity and realize, like, if just depending on what you want to do in the direction that you're going in life, like, it is going to take work and it is going to take dedication. But if you have strong faith, then you'll be able to get through anything. So I feel like Spirit's wanting you to be aware of that. But I will say here as well that it's interesting. I'm looking at the Spiritual Awakening card, and if you look at this, you see the light that's in the basically where the pineal gland is. And I was reading something that Aries, the sun, like is what was I reading? I can't remember right off the top of my mind, but it was something to the effect that the spiritual identity has to do with Aries. And I think it was Aries. I can't remember. I don't want to be talking out my ass, but anyways, let's see if it comes back to me. You have the Wheel of Fortune on the Five of Swords here. Well, you're going to be going through changes regardless, and things are going to be changing. And that's the great thing about the Wheel of Fortune, is the nature of change, divine timing, fate. The universe taking us in new directions to help us expand our lives. And I feel like by letting go of control and resistance and allowing and accepting, but also being honest with yourself about what needs to change, I feel like the universe will just take you right to the next great thing. You have the Page of Cups and the Hermit. Some of you guys could definitely be really good mentors. And you may actually, through this whole process, you actually may be somebody who helps others at the end of the day. But I feel like you're finding your own spiritual light and inspiration that provides you a lot of creativity in your outcome here. You got Dark Night of the Soul. Life brings new meaning. I knew it, man. Dark Night of the Souls are tough. Everything that you thought that you once associated with fulfillment and part of your personality and your individualism, that all gets shattered. And it's through the process of having faith, developing your faith, and reintegrating and finding new meaning through life or through situations or experiences. So King of Wands, Death card, and the Seven of Wands is the outcome here. Yeah, Death card is, the less you resist, the easier things will change here. And that the decay of one thing is fertilizing something new to grow. And the King of Wands and the Seven of Wands is, I feel like it's kind of like if you think about the King of Wands and the Seven of Wands, it is like a phoenix moment. It is like a phoenix energy. Like you're rising through the ashes. But right now, I feel that you're having to find and formulate a new personal integration here. But I do feel you'll be rising through the ashes. So that's what I got for you, Libra. I appreciate y'all so much. If you want to book a personal reading with me, the link is down below. Be sure to hit that like button. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, the link is down below. I've been going live on there quite a bit, posting on there. So what else? Be sure to subscribe because I'll be doing the lunar eclipse videos. And click that notification button bell so you'll know when the videos go out. And I will see y'all later.